Hey, everybody. Cindy Ashton here, and I am super excited because I want to pour all kinds of goodness to all of you that are speakers out there because for the last 2.5 months, a lot of you have lost all your gigs or all your gigs have been postponed till 2021. And it's been really heartbreaking because I've been talking to a lot of you who rely heavily on speaking as a way to bring in money. And you're all going, what the freak? What are we going to do? So the state of the speaking world right now is that a lot of us, including myself, all of our gigs have been pushed to 2021, which means that there's not as many opportunities. On top of that, the other challenge that's happening is that people are really shy about they're feeling really nervous about going ahead and pulling off conferences with all the stuff that's going on. So I wanted to talk today about, can you actually make money from your speaking? And the answer is yes. Can you do it in the same way as you did before? Possibly. We've got to kind of watch how this all plays out. But on top of that, I'm sure there's still going to be tons of speaking gigs coming up, but for now it's a lot less, and we need to see how it's all going to shake up. And the competition's going to be even worse because there's less. So I just don't want anybody to be feeling like, crap, I have no income, the speaking world's a disaster, what am I going to do? Well, let me talk to you about that. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to think about how the heck could you repurpose your speaking. So I look at myself and a lot of my clients, immediately, as soon as I saw this coming, I reached out to my clients, and I did this for myself. And I said, okay, we need to take these keynote speeches we've written, these breakouts we've written, we've got to repurpose these to be virtually. And we really need to look at the market and the niche. So here's the piece of it, is that in terms of like online webinars and that kind of stuff, a lot of my clients and a lot of the speaker managers and agents that I'm talking to are telling me that people are getting hired to do webinars at about $500, $1,000, maybe $2,000. So the pricing has gone down on that. But here's where the gold is that if you can repurpose your speeches into hardcore step-by-step trainings, that's where the much bigger money is. That's when you can start to command $5,000, $10,000 for 2-hour training sessions. Now that can get you back on track pretty quickly. Now, how do you actually do this? Let's go through the steps. And by the way, you might see every now and then I'm going to show this little ticket coming up, and it says lydcnow.com/blueprint. That stands for landyourdreamclientnow.com/blueprint. I'm giving away a blueprint today for free on how you can land your dream client, because here's the piece of what I'm about to share. How you land a speaking engagement is one way. How you land these dream clients, the ones that will actually pay you that $5,000 to $10,000 to do these trainings, is going to be a whole other skill set. It's a different skill set. There is some crossover. But the first thing you need to ask yourself is, what the heck topics have I been doing, and what's my content, and what's the need right now happening? Who's actually paying? What markets are paying? What niches are paying? And then how can I repurpose that content into trainings? Because how the content is for a keynote speeches versus training are two very different things. There's slight crossover, but they really are two different things. And one of the things I've been noticing on the content piece is how many people are saying, hey, Cindy, I'm now doing virtual trainings, I'm doing virtual speaking. And then I go to see their stuff and I'm like, ooh, you have to elicit responses differently online. You need to be able to set the content differently. You need to learn how to interact differently online. It's not the same thing as standing on a stage delivering a training or a keynote. Okay, so step one, you need to figure out how to reposition that message that you have and all your content in a way that is towards a niche that is currently paying. And in the blueprint that we're giving away, it's scrolling at the bottom, we are going to help you to find that message and position yourself. Step two, you're probably hearing in the background buses. Welcome to New York City. So step two, the thing that you really need to do is, after you position for that market, you need to make sure that you have credibility in that market. And so in the blueprint, we really talk about getting real press and getting real credibility. And Here's what the problem was. And when I say real, it's because a lot of people have been buying credibility. And I'm going to tell you right now that that is not going to fly. It's simply not going to fly. People are very overstressed. They're very, very oversensitive. And if they're going to spend a dime, they are going to be double, triple, quadruple checking that you're truly credible. So how do you get real credibility? Because I see a lot of people buying their logos by doing a press release. I see a lot of people getting their bestseller status, but it's just because they got a bunch of people to buy their book at the same time. How do you actually get credibility is by leveraging the power of free PR. So once you know that niche, the next step is to be able to go ahead and pitch within that niche high-level press that has credibility, that if they interview you, they publish you, all of a sudden, then you have those marketing pieces to say, hey, I was published in Inc. magazine, wrote an article on here. I feel like it's going to be helpful for you for these reasons. Okay, so that's step 2. And again, all this stuff is in the blueprint, lydcnow.com/blueprint. It's land your dream client, because it's not just going after speaking gigs now. You're talking to a different level of decision makers to get the higher paid training contracts. So we've talked about step 1, you're going to position your speaking topics to be training topics and for specific niches that are currently paying. Step 2, you need to get real credibility that's going to read to these people where they go, okay, not just another fluff speaker coach. This person actually knows what they're talking about. So real credibility, stop buying credibility. Step 3, it's selling the higher paid trainings at $5, $10, $15, $20,000 is going to be about understanding social selling, virtual selling, essentially how to raise, the conversational selling. It's a different type of selling. So again, it's one of those pieces where you can't sell the way you used to, especially right now, because people are so unbelievably sensitive that they're going to be like, whoa, enough of the push selling, or no, don't come across that way. It's really about understanding how to shape the conversation, ask the right questions, and really build that trust and connection and connect on a higher emotional intelligence level. So those are really the 3 levels that you need to do. So the first step I want you to do is, if you know that you have lost a ton of money in your speaking, or you just want to make more money right now anyways, and you want to know how to land those dream clients. So today we've been talking about landing virtual trainings, virtual speaking, virtual webinars where you're getting paid. But if you know that you want to be landing dream clients, the ones that are going to pay you more, especially right now, please pick up our blueprint. It is being scrolling at the bottom, lydcnow.com/blueprint. I have created this blueprint with 2 amazing people, Christina Daves, top PR strategist. This woman's clients literally has gotten like over 1 million in sales and over 1 billion in views simply from getting free press, which builds credibility. Doug Brown is my other partner in creating this blueprint. He used to be the former president of sales and training for Tony Robbins, and he's all about conversational, how to do conversational sales. So it's not that salesy push energy. So go ahead, pick up the blueprint. I'm excited to see you soar. Please know that there is hope for you. You can make money from your speaking. You just need to repurpose it all until we all see how the dust settles in the next year or 2. All right, big hugs, keep shining, and see you on the other side.